Hi guys, I'm Horlicks and this is now issue 76 of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. Okay, so yes, I'm really excited about this issue 76 because in this one we're going to be attaching the wings to the vehicle, and we're also going to need the wing from issue 1 or 2. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it was right at the beginning, so that's been rattling around in my Tupperware tub for all this time, so it'd be nice to get that on the vehicle and safe. So yeah, without further ado, let's crack on. Okay, I do apologise. I had a bit of a sound issue, so I'm having to do a voiceover to sort of save this video. So yeah, before we get started, what I'm trying to explain is that the spare wheel liner that sits in the bonnet needs to be removed before we can fit the parts supplied in this issue. Now, it doesn't say to do so in the magazine, but having a quick look, I mean, I've seen it on Facebook, on the Facebook group, and they're very helpful on there. So I've actually come to notice the same, that with that fitted, you will not be able to reach one of the screws on either side to secure the wings into place, where I'm pointing to now. So what we're going to do is we need to remove that tray, and there's 6 screws, that one there I'm pointing at, and then you've also got this one, the 2 at the top, and then you want to remove these ones at the side there, and that will remove the hydraulic lifts that for the bonnet. So once you've undone all of those 6 screws, we can remove that, and then we can continue with the build and to check off the parts. Okay, so with that part done, we can now proceed to check off the parts supplied in this issue. So I'm just going to cut them open now and take a look. So in this issue we get a nice part that's hard to open. Be careful of parts like that pop out. We don't want to be losing anything whilst trying to undo the packaging. So in this issue we get the wing, the right side wing, and if you remember we had the other wing in issue 1 or 2, I think it was. We're going to be needing that as well later on, which you can see just up there, further up the screen. So as well as the wing, we also get the short trim, and on the back there's 2 protrusions, which I shall show you in a second. And you've got the larger trim, and we've got some AP screws and some DM screws as well. There's 3 AP screws and 8 DM screws. So the first thing we need to be doing is we need to locate the holes on the outside of the wing there. One hole is larger than the other. I'm just going to zoom in for you. Yeah, as you can see, one hole is larger than the other. One of those holes is for a locating pin that is situated behind that short piece of trim on your left there. And then on the right hand side you've got a larger hole where the screw will actually fit into once it's fit into place. So we're going to offer that up to the outside of the wing, and obviously it will only go in one way, this piece, and then you'll see that there's like an angle there which will follow the contour of the wheel arch, so you'll know that is sitting nicely. Once that's in place, you need to grab an AP screw and then just carefully push your finger on it and then tighten that up from behind. Again, don't do it too tight because we're going into plastic, just enough to keep it secure. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to take the larger piece of the trim, and this one's a little bit different. You could, in theory, put this in the wrong way, which I'm going to demonstrate now, but it won't look right. There's two holes that you line up, but you can tell it just doesn't sit right. You need to make sure the angle piece is against the wheel arch there, and again, and that will follow the contour of the wheel arch, and then that should leave you a nice flat, smooth edge on the other side, just there where my thumb is now. So once you're happy that is in the right place, again, we're going to take 2 AP screws this time, and then we're going to secure that in from behind. And there you go. Just keep making sure, make sure you've got the smooth edge there, hold that into place, and then just tighten that screw up completely. And there we have it, that is the trim fitted to that wing. Okay, so the next part, which is step 5, steps 1 to 4 was putting those trims on. Step 5, we're going to fit that onto the actual chassis. Now I am using my screw pot there, and I have done a previous video, so if you want to win yourself one of those, just look back on my channel, you'll see a giveaway video where you can enter and be a winner of one of those pots. So in there I've put the DP screws because that's what we're going to be working with now, and we're going to need 8 of those. So what I'm going to do is bring the chassis up on the bodywork. I've put masking tape on my bonnet and doors just to keep them from flapping about. So yeah, we're going to be putting the wing on the right hand side, or off side. So all we need to do is just fit that onto the side. There's 4 holes that will line up, and that'll push nicely on there. Now you will notice that there's a terrible gap between the top of the wing and the bonnet. That is only because I have taken out the lining inside. That's why it's dropped a bit. So I shall do some reference photos after the build, and you'll see that is now it will be level again when I've put the inside back in. So what we need to do is, once we've fitted the wing, we need to turn the car upside down, and then we're going to secure it in with the holes which I'm going to show you in a second. Now I did have an issue with this, which I shall run through in a second. Where I'm pointing at now, there should be a hole, and it had paint over it, so I've had to try and get that paint out. But we've got two screw holes down on the front there where I'm pointing at now. You've got one there, one there. So two will be going in there, one just at the back there, and then one up there where I'm pointing at. But as I say, there was paint. It was painted over, so I've had to push that through to make a hole. And it wasn't too difficult. I did try and use a screwdriver to start with, but that didn't work. So I actually used one of the screws from the outside in. So I tried to poke a screwdriver through, but that failed. I think the screwdriver was too thick. So what I actually done is, as I say, I took a DP screw and then I screwed that through from the outside, which actually pierced the paint, and as you can see there, the screw has now come through. So it was a fairly easy thing to sort out, luckily, on this. Once I removed the screw, I then got my scalpel and gently just took off the excess metal and paint that was blocking that hole. And then once I'd done that, I had a nice clean hole to work with again. So now we're going to fit that back on, and again we're going to secure that in with 4 DP screws. Now I did have trouble with these. They are very tight to screw in, so I did have to use about 2 or 3 screwdrivers to find the best one for the best fit. That one I'm doing now was very awkward to actually get to because of the way everything was sitting, so I did that one last fully with the screwdriver supplied. So yeah, here again I'm just explaining about the gap I've got between the bonnet and the wing. So now we're going to do the other side. We're just going to fit the wing on the left hand side or near side, and then we're going to repeat those steps, and then we're going to put the 4 DP screws through the 4 holes. Okay, and then with those wings on, we have something that looks like that. I'm just going to zoom out for you. And yeah, that looks amazing. Okay, so here are some images I put together with the lining, the bonnet lining, put back into place. And as you can see, there is no gap now. So I'm really pleased about that. Okay, so that was issue 76 of Build the Delorean. I'm sorry about the error I had there. I had an issue with sound. That has now been rectified, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. So please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Take care.